All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Tea Talks with me, your host, Teaonalamb. Today, I have a very, very special guest. His name is Meltman or Meltman of GP. That is how I know him. He is one of my longtime friends, one of my longtime streamer friends. So say hello.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me, T.
So Melt and I have been friends. We literally did the math before the podcast. We've been friends for 5 years, but to me, I thought it was 7 because I counted it based on my age of when I met him, which will sound very suspicious when we get into the story of our friendship.
Yeah, considering that I'm so much older than you, yeah.
We'll get into
It
it a
sounds
little bit.
problematic.
It will sound very problematic by the time we get there, but I preface to you, to the viewers and to the listeners, everything has been platonic since day one. I have only seen him as a friend / my dad. I call him dad once in a while and he gets uncomfortable. That is our friendship.
Yeah. Her like most women in my life, they seek to go ahead and make me uncomfortable, but it never goes anywhere.
But I wanted to first start off with this podcast by kind of going over Melt's streaming journey, because Melt has been streaming for a lot longer than I have. I do believe that this year in July was my 2 years streaming, but it feels like more because I started in 2020, but mid 2020, and now it's 2023. So it feels like I streamed for 3 years, but in actual time wise, I've only streamed for 2, which is so weird. But Mel has been streaming. That is true, though. Yeah, it makes it seem like so much longer. Mel has been streaming for, or since you said when,
April 2017 is when I started on YouTube.
Yes. So Mel's journey on streaming has been a long-winded battle, and I'm proud of him for it.
Battle. I don't know if I call it a battle.
I'm calling it a battle because you had to, you got to fight your way out of YouTube onto Twitch, But as a quick little summary, he started off on YouTube and moved over to Twitch, and that's where he is now. And since he's been streaming since April of 2018.
No,
and
2017.
Now, 20, sorry, I keep fucking thinking 2018 because that's what you meant.
Okay.
April 2017, and now it is already past April 2023. Doing the math, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's 6 years of streaming.
Yep.
That is 6 full years of streaming. That's crazy.
I can testament. Don't ever get into streaming if you want to be rich. It is very easy to see some of these streamers out there
making bank.
You got your Markipliers, you've got your Ninja, your Mr. Beast, all amazing, wonderfully gifted individuals that have just found their niche in like the entertainment world and are doing amazing and wonderful things.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced niche.
Niche.
Tomato.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay, Mel. So I wanted to do this podcast a little bit interview style. So what got you into streaming? Or like, what was your first what's the word? How did you get first introduced into just the live streaming world before you started streaming?
Well, okay. A long time ago, I experimented very little with it before I actually officially started streaming, trying to see how I could get into streaming, and I did one attempt before I ever officially considered starting my career in streaming. I remember it, I was trying out this game called Firefall.
I'm too young.
Now, no, you'll never find out about it. The game doesn't exist anymore.
Oh.
The company that ran it shut it down.
Interesting.
It was an amazing game though because it was a massive multiplayer online game. And the concept from it was you're going to an alien planet with these exosuits to allow you to fly around and mine resources from the planet. But you couldn't
Uh-huh.
buy any gear. You actually had to mine resources and then pay for the gear to be fabricated for you. So you find better quality stuff, you can make better quality gear.
I
And I,
I I would be interested in a space MMORPG. What the heck?
yeah, it was fun. Unfortunately, the company sold out to partners, and those partners kept on demanding different changes to the game to make the game better. And after doing such massive overhauls time and time again during the game's development while it was still out live on a beta for everyone, they just kept on losing player base because every major overhaul drastically changed how the game played.
Mm-hmm.
And so it eventually got shut down. But I did officially, before I even consider that April 2017, I did one stream just testing out how I can
Mm-hmm.
do a stream, and that is the one video that no one will ever be able to find of me because it has been erased from the internet forever. You can try, you won't find it.
Wait, but Mel, what's so funny is in my last episode of the podcast, since I said I did, like also talk about my beginnings of Twitch.
Mm,
Funnily enough, I never realized, like, of course, like, you never told me this. But what's
mm.
so funny is before my start in July of 2020, I also did a test
I
stream years
I think
ago before that. And it was me playing Minecraft on Twitch for about an
uh,
hour. And that's so funny that we both did
you,
that.
you, I'm pretty sure that almost all streamers go ahead and say, you know what, I
I'll
want to
try
try
this.
this. I
Yeah.
want to try this, but I have no idea how it works. Let me dip my toe in the water
Mm-hmm.
and see how the water feels. And I think
Exactly.
that I think probably everybody does that. Everybody, especially if you don't have an audience yet and you're just trying things out. I think everybody experiments a little bit. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
true for a lot of things in life.
Yeah.
But what got me really to commit to and buckle down was there was a lot of life changes that I went through.
Understandable.
I had tried many different jobs. I was I worked in many different career fields, mostly in customer service and retail,
Me too.
and some even in finance. And the thing that always left me feeling like I kind of hollow is I wanted to have like a personal connection with my customers. I wanted to go ahead and get to know them, make sure they were taken care of, and legitimately in some way help their day be a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're working for a company and that company has the big P, policies that you have to abide by, when someone just needs a hand up and you know it would be just a couple clicks of a mouse to say, here you go, I'll take care of you. Just remember us in the future. But the policy says, no, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I found just working those kind of jobs slowly kind of soul sucking. Um,
Understandable.
I'm not going to name what financial institution I was working for because I would hope that they would come back on, certain. Let me put it this way: they are also my credit card and debit card holder. So, not going to out you, but your policies suck. uh, so yeah. So I eventually said, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm currently living with my aging parents. My mother's health is failing. My dad is getting on in years. While I'm basically helping care for mom and her failing health and looking over my dad, I have a lot more free time and I'm not working a job right now. They're covering, thankfully, my board, and that gives me just enough money to work with to try to make a living off of streaming. So
Mm-hmm.
I sunk what free time I had into streaming wholeheartedly and haven't give up since. I mean, not making what you would define as a living wage. Absolutely not. But I've
Mm-mm-mm.
been just barely squeaking by month after month, living off of around $200 a month.
From Twitch?
From a combination of Twitch and YouTube at this point.
Okay.
So, to give you just reality check here, some streamers make bank. A lot of
most streamers don't.
A lot of us smaller streamers, we do it because we want to hang out with our communities.
Yes.
We want to have a good time with you.
Yes.
And it really isn't about the money.
Yes.
I mean, we would not say no to more money, of course.
Oh, of course. Give us sponsorships, give us donos, give us subs. We'll beg for it, but like we're not.
Yeah, no. It's all about our viewers. We love you guys for tuning in.
Yes. To be frank, Melt is actually the person that got me into streaming. Don't make that face. Don't
Wait,
make what the fuck
what?
do you mean?
What?
Shut the fuck up. So as you guys may know, if you guys have not listened to the previous episode 7, live streaming the beginnings, I mentioned there that I started streaming because I was going through a breakup, and then I told him like what happened. I told him like I was going through my breakup with my ex. I reached out to you, and then you were like, oh my god, like please feel better. We want to join us for 7 days, and I was like, yes, please. And that was my first stream. So like, yes, technically Melt is the person that got me into streaming. No, he did not tell me to stream, but then it was more so like, since Melt's streaming, might as well let me just like try to get back into this. Like, not even back, because like technically quote unquote back, because I did that one Minecraft stream, but like let me get into this. Let me see. And also for the reason of like, I'll be playing with Melt like every single day from now on, because I need my brain to go somewhere else than cry in a corner. And like me spending time with friends I have not talked to in fucking like years, I would rather do this than like be in sorrow. And so that's what got me into streaming, of basically being able to spend time with Melt, being able to spend time with our mutuals that I met only because of me meeting Melt, and just like also the thought of being able to grow the community that he's grown, meet all like the friends that he has ever met, and being able to also live something similar to that. Like that was something that I was really interested in, which is why I also started streaming. So thank you, Mel. Thank you for being there for me then, and also helping me get into it.
Okay, so she's giving me way too much fucking credit. I'm gonna say that right now. She's an awesome individual that is hell likable. So
Partially.
Come on now. What I would say is that you got into it, but you have a wonderful personality. A lot of people find you very likable. It's not surprising that you would be able to grow a bit of your own audience. I do know that there's a bit of our audiences now that we share back and forth. So it's always
more before
wonderful.
than now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm seeing.
I mean, like Adderworks still comes by. Vivian still goes by there. Yeah, but like that's really it. I now have like a little bit more of an overlap with Pixie, which is also great. But yeah, that's also like a positive of having friends that like also stream, of like playing games with them, us both being able to make the content that we want to make, and also still being able to spend time with friends while speaking with the community, and then being able to somehow partially merge that community, which is always great. But speaking about friends, let's get a little bit into how we became friends, because that's low-key the story of the century. And also, mind you, to the listeners and to the viewers, again, I have known him for 5 years of my life, and none of this has been in any way other than parental/platonic.
Yeah. I think, what was my comment whenever you would say something that would be mostly jokey or flirtatious? I would say, we don't have that kind of relationship.
We don't have that kind of relationship. You don't even say yet. You just say we don't even have that kind of relationship.
We don't have that kind of relationship, yeah. And then you would get on me for responding to that every time you would say something remotely sus.
I'd be like, wow, Mel. Wow, why are you thinking like that? But again, parental. I met Melt when I was at the ripe Ripe age.
She does this. She's saying it this way because she knows it's going to make me uncomfortable.
I
She's
met him
doing
at
this on purpose.
the ripe young age of 17. I met him in 2018, but then this was before I turned 18 because I'm born in October.
I would have been, and no one do the math on this as to how old I am now, but I would have been either 34 or 35 at that time.
Mm-hmm. He was in his early 30s, and I was about to officially become an adult.
Yeah. I'm sorry. To some degree, I still see you as a kid.
Yes, of course. Like, that's understandable. Like, the one reason why, like, I truly love Melt from the bottom of my heart is the fact that he has literally seen me grow up. Like, that is also partially why I call him dad. Of course, he's already a dad of his own, but, like, I partially meme by calling him dad for the reason of he has literally seen me grown from the age of 17 to now turning 23 this year. Which, if you do the math there, that is technically a little more than 5 years. But, months, dumb fucking years and shit. But he has
seen me... Math, it's hard!
Exactly. And so, he has seen me go through 3 different relationships, partially 4. And...
Terrible taste in men.
My current boyfriend's alright. I love him.
I don't know anything about the current one.
I know. But yes, my previous ones were bad choices. Definitely the one that you heard the most about. My first boyfriend that I always brought up. Yes, he was not the best to me. I will forever agree with that. Let me change my light up a little bit. There.
But, this is me casting stones. I have terrible taste in women, too. So, I mean... I'll out myself on that, so hey.
But yeah, so how I met Mel is I really, really got into the game Don't Starve Together. Not the base game Don't Starve where it's story-based. I got into Don't Starve Together because of how it is open world, which is so much more fun. No story to need to follow, no need to do this, no need to do that. You just go in, fuck around, try to live. And Mel, while I was thinking of DST recently, I was like, it's 7 Days to Die, but not as gory.
Yeah, no. And I mean, in 7 Days to Die, you don't have a voice. But in Don't Starve Together, everybody's voiced by instruments.
Yes, that is so cute too. Like, I love
exactly. that. Exactly. I have not played that game in forever. I need to dip my toes back into Don't Starve.
I'm down.
Oh, yeah, totally.
But another thing is, my boyfriend is a little down to dip his toes into 7 days.
Well, there's been a lot of really big updates that I haven't been able to check out in a very long time.
But Tristan and I are both pretty busy with work, so it's a possibility because I'm going to be working swing shifts, so I won't be able to stream or play, and I'll probably only be able to do like 1 or 2. It has to be like a weekday.
You know what?
Weekend,
here's what I'm going to say. And you two go ahead and figure out like a schedule that works for you, and I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can work out like a bonus stream around your guys' schedule, and we see about go ahead and just the 3 of us getting in and rediscovering the game.
And possibly Angel, because she played with us a little bit way back when.
How's Angel doing, by the way?
Angel's doing good. She's like working as a CNA right now, working at a pediatrics place. She's vibing, making money, living off Medi-Cal, making money, living life, living.
That's good.
Living. Which I'm glad about, living. Playing Roblox for some freaking reason, but living.
I've had so many viewers try to tell me that I should get into Roblox. I'm like, you're memeing.
There are a few games on Roblox that I think are supposedly apparently really fun that you might get into. I don't know. We could talk about that. But yeah, so I met him when I was 17. I was in high school. I was in my senior year, and it was before I graduated. It was pretty early on. I was really into DST or Don't Starve Together, and so I decided like, oh hey, while I'm playing DST, let me see if I can find a video of someone playing DST, or possibly even a stream, because this was when YouTube first was kind of rolling out streaming. It's already been a year since they rolled out, so they were kind of pushing live streams out a little bit more in the algorithm, in the search. And so I went out of my way and literally looked up Don't Starve Together, and I clicked on the live stream filter and I found his stream. And I don't remember if it was in the title or not, but I do remember going to his channel and literally just typing hi and kind of conversing a little bit so I don't seem annoying, and say, hey, by the way, are you playing with viewers right now? And then Melt was like, yeah, no, definitely come and play, blah, 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 gave a little bit of ground rules of we're just starting a new world, please be nice, this, that, these are the characters that we're playing right now, definitely, here, add me on Steam, let's play. And I was so happy because I didn't have any friends that played Don't Starve Together. I was the only person. My boyfriend at the time only fucking played League and didn't want to play any
the good
fucking games
old
with me.
salt mine.
He didn't want to play any games with me. Certain games fucking give him motion sickness, so he would honestly never play games with me. And whenever I would come over to his house, I would want to play a game with him. That's their couch co-op. We would just end up having sex. And it was it's just not a fun vibe. I just want to play games. Sex is cool or whatever, but sex with you was not that good. So it's waste of my time. And let's just say he was not a pleaser. That should give a good idea as to why. Exactly. That's why it ain't good, Mel. That's why I wasn't good. And also, he was my first, so it was kind of the groundwork of what my expectations were, And obviously, that made my expectations lower than rock bottom. No. I definitely I can relate to that. I've had my share of lazy starfishes. So yeah. No more sex talk. This is not part of the conversation.
Okay, fine.
So I started playing with Melt. I added him on Discord. Yeah. I joined. I was so nervous because it was my first time ever playing with a streamer. You had maybe 10, 15 viewers. And to me, I see that as big. I see that as a lot of people. Obviously now, us kind of being in the game for a while, it's kind of a disappointing number, but we still appreciate it,
I would say that, to talk about the numbers for just a brief minute, I know that we're talking about how we met and how we got
no, of course.
I would never describe that number as disappointing. If I compare myself to other people, it's definitely going to get into that kind of feel and that headspace, but that's why I try not to look at the number, because I play for not the number, but for the people that I know will show up. Almost always, I know that Godless Heathen is going to be watching. Always, Adwork's going to be tuned in. I have those viewers that I know that are going to be there because they are just wonderful people and enjoy the content that we put out.
And they're there for us.
Yeah. And so I don't stream for a number. I stream for the usernames that I know that are going to be with me through thick and thin.
Facts. Adwork's been there for us forever, man. I love him.
Yeah. So, even Dagger occasionally wants to pop in a chat wanting to sell penis enlargement pills. He still does that occasionally.
Very Dagger of him. But yeah, I popped in, had this quote unquote large amount of viewers in my eyes. I was afraid. It was a nerve-wracking thing to play with the streamer, because it's I've never been put in this situation before. I just want to make friends. I also don't know what the community is like, but also I just really, really wanted to play with somebody. And also, I still am, but I was kind of a little egotistical into myself and was hee, I'm a girl.
Wait, gamer girls actually exist?
Exactly. I wanted to see.
That's a legend. It's a guy using a voice changer. Totally.
So I wanted to see him be a little cute or whatever, but that doesn't fucking matter anymore. I don't give a shit, bro. I'm fucking butch as hell. And so, basically, I played with him for hours that day. For as long as he streamed, I was still there. And then I think I just decided, I don't remember if I only got off because you ended, or because I literally really needed to sleep for school. Like, it was one of the two, but like,
Yeah.
I stayed up like 2-3 a.m.
I think it
probably just
actually
playing.
was both. I think you let me know that you were getting tired, and my other people that I was playing with were also kind of feeling it because, let's be honest, I streamed sometimes for 5 to way too many hours.
Yes. Me
And
too.
I think you made the comment about needing to get some rest for school, and that's when I chose to end the stream.
Probably, yeah.
I think it was a mix of both, actually.
Probably. That makes a lot of sense, yeah. And then
Hmm.
so from then on, I was like, hey, before we go, like, are you still gonna be playing Don't Starve? You're like, yeah, no, I'm gonna stream again tomorrow. I'll be playing more Don't Starve tomorrow. I was like, oh shit, can I join again tomorrow? And then he said, yeah. And then literally I was so excited to come home and get the fuck on and play Don't Starve with Melt. I was like one of the first people there in Discord. I was fucking ready to play, had my game booted. I was ready to just like join. Cause Don't Starve is like chill, but at the same time not, and like fun, and like I was like still kind of
It's
learning the game,
chill
and like
until something big and nasty decides that it wants to make you your personal punching bag.
or your entire fucking base burns down because you brought the lava monster to you on accident. Yeah, like all of the above.
Or someone decides to play the firebug character and wants to set the forest ablaze. Not
Exactly.
gonna
So
name names on who I would attribute
not
that
me.
to. You know who you are if you're listening.
Yes, to the Melt viewers and listeners, you know who you are. I don't, but that's fine. You live in your own shame. But from then on was when I became a very, very frequent viewer. I came by almost every single day, other than just like FaceTiming my boyfriend or whatever. I would be playing games because he would go off like, "Oh, hey, sorry, baby," or "Sorry, babe, I'm gonna go play League with my friends," and like we would end call, and I'm like, whatever, and I would go hop into Melt stream, chat with everybody, hop into VC to just hang out. Play whatever game, and then that's when Melt got me into playing other games. I got back into Minecraft. I started playing a brand new game, 7 Days to Die, and I was so fucking confused. And then it literally became my favorite game because of me constantly playing with you. And then so like that's basically how our friendship like started. Literally just me being a first time ever viewer to basically being one of his friends that he would frequent on stream. And so that basically was like how we became friends and now we're friends 5 years later, even though we don't talk as much because we both have different schedules, things like that. We play different games. So that's when more inside jokes started coming in. I became closer to Dagger and Adaworks and Godless is so sweet. And like everybody else, I met Emmy, which is like someone very close to Melt, and like all these different things, like
my adopted little sister. She's a sweetheart, but
and
she also is busy doing her own things these days. You all have done such amazing things. You're off doing your own amazing things, and
see,
I'm
he's
so
like
proud
my
of all of you.
dad. It's like I moved
So
off for
proud of all of
college
you.
literally, and he's like, there she goes, all grown up. So then, like, yeah, he has literally seen me grow from like a young lady to a woman, and that's why I see him as like a memeing kind of like fatherly figure or whatever, because like I whenever something was going on in my relationship, I'd be like, hey Mel, today's not a good day, like like my boyfriend and I just broke up again, or this or that, or like all these things are happening in school, and I just like vent to him and chat, like, which by the way you should not be doing. Do not trauma dump in stream chat. Do not do that. I did it because I was selfish, but don't be selfish.
You're always welcome to DM me, and I will respond as soon as I can. I may be unconscious at the time, so please be patient.
3 business days, but yeah.
Sometimes. It depends on how busy I am. But I will try to get to messages as fast as possible because I have so many friends that have... Things are kind of rough for a lot of people right now.
Everybody going through shit.
And that's the one thing that it costs me a little time, and I can always spare that for any of my friends that are going through a tough spot and they just need to go and have someone to be a sounding board. Go ahead and say, am I the asshole in this situation, or is this something that's going too far? Should I go ahead and talk to this person about this, that, the other thing, whatever it is. Because the thing is that I don't do is if you tell me something in confidence like that, you're not going to hear that someone else heard about it from me. As long as you don't DM me in the middle of the stream, though. Because if you DM me in the middle of the stream, I might be an absolute empty-headed idiot.
Inside joke, guys. It's an inside joke.
Yeah,
we'll never tell, but it's an inside joke. Yeah. But yeah, no, same for me. For viewers and friends alike. If you guys need someone to talk to, I would always lend an ear. Of course, it really depends on the situation. I would say that if you have been a lurker and I literally do not know who the fuck you are or that you exist and you randomly DM me or like message in my Discord and are like, hey, Tiana, can I DM you? I really need to talk to somebody. I will probably ignore you because I don't know you. But I will still try my best, you know, to still be a lending ear. Like, not saying like if I don't know you, I'm not going to give you a lending ear. But at the same time, it's kind of like, if a stranger were to come up to you and literally just randomly start talking about their life story, like, you would be very confused. So just from that point of view, just like, you know, come with me with that point of view. But viewers and friends alike, if you guys need somebody to talk to, like, my DMs will be open. And, you know, I don't mind. I feel like even though I'm only going to be 23 this year, I have lived through a good amount of life experiences that I feel like people should not have lived through. And, especially with relationships, I feel like I should be able to give a good amount of advice, you know, family things, this, that, like whatever, you know, card you pull that day that you want to talk about, I'd be down. And of course that would most definitely go for you, Mel. I'll always be there, you know, I have always tried my best to be there for Melt, whether that be emotionally, whether that be financially, whether that be just like wherever. Not sexually, obviously, but like, you know, I always try my.
Why do you feel you have to state that?
Because if I say, you know, mentally, financially, everything, what if they think sexually? You know, I gotta preface there's no sexually. You know?
I get that. Because I think I understand where you're going with that, because there's gonna be that one person that says, "Oh, really?"
Exactly. You know, like,
yeah. But. Yeah, it's one of those things where we want to be there for each other, and a lot of the good streamers out there, we want to support each other's communities and be there. One thing that, though, a lot of friends, and T could probably attest to this, I am terrible at doing is reaching out to
responding.
Yeah, I was going to say reaching out and asking for help when I need it.
Oh, yes 100%. Mel is horrible at that.
Yeah, I will sit here and I will go full introvert mode, and then I'll just turtle shell up, and then no one will hear from me in a little bit, and then I'll do a stream and I'll seem to have a good mood, and because in that moment I'm not thinking about all the things that I'm like low-key dreading.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that everybody does to a point.
No, yeah, 100%.
You have those worries in the back of your head that you don't want to think about. And probably would be more healthy for me to go ahead and find time to sit down with someone and vent about it. But then what I do is I go ahead and say, well, it's not an emergency. I don't have to do anything. There's nothing I can do right now that'll fix it. So push it to the back of my brain and go do something else.
Unhealthy coping mechanisms. Woo!
Hey, if it works and the problem doesn't get worse.
That is true. This is why Melt and I are such good friends. We do the same thing. But yeah, like, don't trauma dump in people's chats. But I felt like because I was becoming closer to him as like a friend, especially like, you know, like since we like kind of chatted a little bit outside of stream as well and like started becoming like a friend, that is why I felt comfortable and didn't give a shit about like the stream knowing that like my boyfriend's a dick. And most of the time it'll be like, hey, Melt, my boyfriend and I are going through some shit. Can I play? most of the time I would go a little bit into it because he would ask like, hey, how are you, like, like, is everything okay, like, and then I'll go a little more into it, and then I'll talk about it a little bit like verbally over Discord, but like that was mainly it. But it was more so like I'm looking for a friend to talk to, not me just going into a random ass stream just looking for advice. Because I knew that I could always rely. Yeah, I definitely need to vent, and like I needed definitely a friend's like point of view to like listen to me, and also I knew that Melt was always going to be there for me to just be like, here, join us, here's a distraction. And so that's why I always like relied on that as well, of like I can just fucking play Minecraft with him right now, like I don't gotta think about my boyfriend. So that's why like I did it. But then if you a stranger, don't do that, man. Like don't be like me. Don't be like me. Even if you think you're friends with a streamer, make sure you are friends with a streamer. Like I have proven to Melt that I am his friend. So like
if you're not sure if it's something that the person you're talking to is cool with, you can always ask them, say, hey, I had a real rough day. If you're free for a bit, I'd like to go ahead and share my day with you. Is that okay? I mean, most people appreciate getting a question like that and go ahead and saying, oh yeah, sure, come on down, we'll hang out, we'll do something, and you can tell me about your day, and I can share maybe some of my day, and we could just make a day of it. And that's perfectly fine. If you say that to someone and they say no, it's gonna suck. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's gonna suck. But at that point, when
you're not friends.
Well, it's not that you're not friends. You just know that that's not their comfort level at that time.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like especially if you just go into a random stream and you ask that, yes, like like I'd probably be like, I don't know, man. Like, what if you see some random ass shit that like ends up breaking TOS or something? Like, but also.
It gives that individual the option to respond.
Yeah. Exactly.
Consent is important.
Consent is very important.
I remember a British infomercial about consent as it relates to tea.
Yes. I remember seeing that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did we get on consent?
Consent of trauma dumping in chat because I was selfish and trauma dumped to you. Oh my god. Yeah. As you can see, cool even though he's much older than me, he no brain.
Yeah, I have head empty moments. When it comes to like complicated systems in like a video game, I will zero in and figure it out real quick. But when it comes to some other things, it's just whoop, whoop. In one ear, out the other.
But yeah, so like I basically was in that relationship, and basically when I say that I've been friends with Melt for 5 years, I basically mean I've considered him a friend for 5 years. It does not mean that I have been a consistent friend for 5 years. Reason being, again, scheduling, but also because my boyfriend at the time that I was constantly complaining about on stream, decided that even though this is a man with 2 children, like literally 20 plus my age, almost, like a little less than 20 plus my age.
Nowhere near you.
That lives 2-3 states away from me, that I was cheating on my boyfriend with him.
Wait,
that
I vaguely remember.
Like he said, like, are you attracted to him? Like, are you cheating on me with him? And I was like, of course not. He is married. His marital status is, marital. And, he don't live near me, and he's old, and I'm in love with you, and we agreed we're gonna get married and have twins and this and that. Why the fuck would I throw that away for some random ass streamer that lives so, like, that's him? And so he said that out of his comfortability for me to no longer play games with Melt. And out of respect, because of the fucking dick whipped girl that I was, even though it was not even good dick, I said okay. And and then I believe that I did end up telling Melt. I did end up coming into stream and said like, hey Melt, by the way, like my boyfriend's not comfortable with us being friends, like, which is really dumb, but like I'm gonna give respect to that. And so unfortunately I'm not gonna be coming by as often. And of course Melt can't force anything onto me and said, yeah, no, like I'm sorry that you're going through that, like definitely you're welcome to come back anytime you want, but
I'm going to go ahead and say this. While I understand if you have a significant other that is hanging out with someone else how that might make you feel like the person you care for is spending less time with you. I understand that to a certain point. Demanding your significant other break off or a relationship with one of their friends feels a little toxic to me.
Oh no,
It's
yeah,
just like, yeah.
oh, of course. Like, I
So,
know that
yeah.
relationship was very toxic. It was very bad. It was not the best relationship I ever could have been in. I was definitely more so like rose-colored glasses for 3 years. Like, even though we broke on and off, on and off, on and off, he kept doing things behind my back, all these toxic things. Like, again, not a pleasure person, like not a giver, just a receiver. And said nasty things to me, not necessarily nasty, but like just like was a toxic person overall. And like everybody around me in my entire life told me to break things off with him for like months and months and months and months and months. I stayed with him because I he was my first love. I will admit that he was my first love. He was my high school sweetheart. I'm not gonna deny that, like that was 2.5 years of my life, 3 proms I'll never get back, like 2-3 homecomings I'll never get back, my virginity I'll never get back, like all these things I just can't get back. And so I regret the relationship, and I will forever regret that relationship, but I will not deny that he was my first love. I will not deny that I genuinely was giving up my life to make him happy. But like I decided to no longer be friends with Melt, and I told him, instead of going AWOL, out of respect, I still told him, and he respected that. And then of course, summer came by, and he broke up with me a week before my graduation. He broke up with me like literally, I'd say like 5 days before my graduation, my high school graduation.
You were in a rough spot.
I was. I cried during graduation. They were not tears of happiness. I cried at my college graduation with tears of happiness because of my current boyfriend. So that's a good change, Yeah. And like the worst part is that his seat was in my eye view during the entirety of my graduation ceremony. So I kept stealing glances of him just like looking nonchalant because he was there for his friends that were my age, that were graduating. He was 1 year older than me. And I had one of my good friends next to me, and she just like was like, "What's going on? Like, why are you so?" I'm like, "So and so just broke up with me a few days ago, and he's sitting right there." And like I see, she's like, "Fuck him." She didn't actually say it. She doesn't curse. She's a good Christian girl, but she's like, just ignore him. Like, it's fine. This is just your graduation. Like, we're here. Like, bro, like we're about to walk down the grad. Like we were so adamant on trying to make sure that we sat next to each other for grad, so we can walk down together. Like, we were good friends and stuff. So she's like, bro, we're graduating together. This, that, and this, blah, blah, blah. And like, I was like, okay.
You're here to good friends.
Fuck that bitch. Walked on that fucking stage, strutted, was so happy, and I was laughing my ass off because, again, my friend's a good Christian girl. Walked down that stage with the Bible, like, love her to death. I'm not Christian. I'm not Catholic. I don't believe in Jesus. I'm sorry, viewers. I don't believe in him, but, like, I'm Buddhist. That's why, gotta respect my own religion. But love her. I respect her religion. I respect everything that she does. I learn a lot from her and her journey with God, and I respect that. And then after that, I went on. Was it the same year? No. Ooh. No. Fuck. I don't remember when I went to Hawaii. But then yeah, so that's when I like went back to like kind of squeezing myself back into at least like trying to be friends with Melt again. And then that's when I became a little more frequent. And that's when I started playing 7 Days to Die. And so, because that's when Melt was really starting to get into the game. He's already been playing it for a bit, invited me into his world that he already had, gave me some guns, this, that, taught me how to do things, followed me around because I was terrified of zombies and, and then I got into the game and then I was chilling, no bitches. Like, I still was scared. I still wanted somebody with me because I was still bad at the game. But like,
have you played the game at all recently?
The last time I played was the last time I played with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you think the zombies were scary then, you got nothing. The new zombies that they've added are fucking terrifying.
Fuck no. Okay, the last time I played was 2020, which was October, which was literally the last time I played with you because that's when I was streaming. Last that. But
sweet summer child.
But 285.2 hours, and all of them / most of them were with Melt. Um,
Are we comparing hours on
I'm
7 Days to
no,
Die
I
now?
am not comparing. I'm just saying, like, that is the amount of time that I played 7 days with Mel. God damn, what the
Mm-hmm.
fuck is not? Everything is not a competition.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you
But it could
stream
be.
7 days more than me. I know that. I'm
Okay.
not dumb. But
No,
yes,
I
I
would never say that you're dumb. You're a very smart cookie.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I went on and off with that boyfriend, and on and off, I would constantly go into his chat. Got back with him. Oh, I'm not with him anymore. Got back with him. Not with him anymore. And then he would always be like, oh, okay. And then finally, like, I ended things
No
with him.
judgment.
Yeah, things finally ended with him, and
Mm-hmm.
I did not go back to Mel's stream for honestly like a few months, and then finally I came by and was like, hey Mel, haven't seen you in a while. Just want to say big update. No longer with him. And you were just, and then Mel was like, that's good to hear. Are you happy? Yes, I'm happy for you.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I've
Very
learned
dad like of him.
this. Yeah, you learn this after going through a few relationships that there are times where after separating from someone, you get an opportunity to have that retrospection on the relationship and go,
Yes,
yeah, you
I
know,
regret that.
that was not the maybe the best time of my life. There were good moments in it for sure,
There were good moments.
but on the whole, I think I'm in a much better place now than I was in that relationship.
Mel, I would like to preface to you that I went to therapy for 1.5 years in college for free because they offered it for free, and all my problems disappeared once we broke up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was me the whole time. That's fucking crazy. That's what
Mm-hmm.
manipulation does. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
That's what toxic
that's what.
relationships do. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Genuinely, the whole
Never
time, cried
attach your
every fucking day,
worth.
bro. Ugh.
Never attach your worth to another person. I'm gonna
Yes.
honestly say that.
And that's what I
Find
did.
value. Find value in yourself and let yourself be your pillar of strength. And then, maybe down the road you find someone else that is also just as stable in themselves, and then the two of you could find a way to make a stable relationship together. So you got
Yeah.
to be stable yourself to be able to support with another person.
Mm-hmm. And then I got into a new relationship. I was still playing games with Melt here and there. Started playing a lot more games with this newer relationship. And then I started like playing with you a lot more, and then again I kind of like stopped playing again because he was getting jealous that I was playing games with somebody other than him. And, jealous boys. That seems to be my type. Jealous
Yeah.
boys. Current boyfriend also is a jealous boy, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm also a jealous girl, so it's like it's understandable. That's apparently what I attract, but that's fine. It's human. But then again, I was not his friend for a little bit again, and then he and I broke up, and then that's when my streaming journey started. I came crawling back. I was like, Dad, I'm sorry for leaving home and moved out with my boyfriend. I'm sorry, Dad. Can you please let me back home? Please unlock the door. And then I played games with him again for like almost a year.
The door is never going to be locked to you, T. You know that.
But yeah, that's basically been our friendship. A lot of it was Melt being the same stable dad that he was when I met him, figuratively and literally, and me literally just being his little hoe daughter.
Sometimes you need someone in your life that's not going to judge you for your decisions, but will at the same time say, well, do you regret what happened?
Yes. Then learn from it.
Yeah. You learn from it then.
Yeah, and like Melt and I judge each other as memes, but like Melt has, of course, like Melt and I are still like at the end of the day like friends. Like he'll disclose things to me, I'll disclose things to him. We'll support each other. We'll be there for each other. We won't judge each other as best as possible. We'll make jokes here and there, obviously, like, see, you have bad taste in men, or like, see, bro, come on, like, this is your fault, and like, but like, they're all jokes at the end of the day. Like, we still love each other, and that's been our friendship.
I have at this point, I think, multiple different women that said I am not allowed to get into a new relationship unless they approve of the woman that I'm picking out. at this point because I'm so bad at it myself.
I mean, yeah, understandable, but like at the same time, it's like not really their choice.
Well, true, but
They're
some
not.
of my honestly, some of the people that I consider close friends, I really trust their judgment.
Oh yeah, of
on
course.
a character because, let's see, what was the term that was described to me? I am socially inept at times. Like there have been multiple cases. There have been multiple cases where I literally had a girl hitting on me and it just boom, completely blind. Because I just assume everybody's just being nice.
I know.
Yeah.
But what's it called?
Mm.
I mean, yeah, I also have friends like that, like Vivian. She is someone that I will make sure she is like the final boss in my life. Like, if my parents approve of you, that's cool, but at the same time, I don't give a fuck about their opinion. But then, if Vivian approves of you, I will fall in love with you. I will devote myself to you because Vivian said you seem to be a good person. But then she sees them as a good person, but sometimes she starts seeing them as a bad person and she won't tell me. Because she doesn't want to damage like what I'm trying to grow, which is like understandable.
Okay, so
like there's two sides of that coin.
Yeah, she doesn't want you to be hurt, but she doesn't want to be the source of the hurt either.
Yeah,
like if you're invested in someone that she kind of says, oh, they might be a good person, she doesn't want to
pull me away from something that I now have devoted myself to. Yeah. So like I respect her decision, but at the same time it's like, why didn't you tell me earlier? But then my stubborn ass self, if she tells me later, I'm like, what you talking about? And then I just don't listen and it's my fault at the end of the day. So which is fine, because it's my fault. But since we're no longer on the topic of our friendship, Melt did say before what the fuck? We're not streaming. Before the podcast, Melt did say that he wanted to show me something. We have about 8 minutes left of the podcast to reach the hour mark.
All right.
So I feel like this might be a good time, and I'm kind of afraid. So tell them what you told me before the podcast.
I am absolutely terrified. You're afraid. I'm terrified. So my viewers have had this obsession about seeing me in a particular outfit.
No.
Yeah, no, so this package right behind me, if I'm to believe what I was told by Bobcat, because this came from Bobcat.
It had to be Bobcat. That is such a Bobcat thing to do. Oh,
I haven't opened it yet.
By the way, guys, this is gonna be a very, very viewer-focused section.
I haven't opened this yet, and I told them that if we get my stream up to 50 subscribers, we'll discuss
wearing it,
if I will or if I won't. But I haven't opened it yet. I also, if I hit 50 subscribers, I have to eat another bag of dicks on stream.
Preface their gummies.
The novelty candies.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, they're novelty candies. But
yes, so Melt wanted to save this as an exclusive for my podcast, which I love and appreciate him for.
You want me to open it, T, and see what we got in here?
I have an idea of what this is because I used to volunteer. I was a volunteer for Melt's stream for a very long time.
Bearded, hairy ass in a maid outfit.
I knew it! I was gonna ask, hey Mel, is it related to that one subathon graphic that I made for you like years ago?
Yeah, so
there it is. There's the package.
Good God. Okay, so this has some. Oh, it is very purple.
Purple?
Purple.
Hopefully your shitty camera will be able to pick it up.
Yeah, I need to go and deal with
that. That is like, okay, for me, my side, that looks like a magenta.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
With a little
cute bow in the front. Okay.
Yeah. So, and a zipper down the back. So it's going to require someone to zip me down the back. So, because I won't be able to reach that zipper.
Do you have space to stand up right now? Can you
Yeah, I
fan it
should.
out and like put it up against your
Okay,
body?
so my headphones don't reach that
That's
far, so I'm
fine.
not going to be
Take them
able to hear
off.
you for a bit.
So for the audio listeners, he has stood up, took off his headphones. He's putting the dress up to himself, and it's very There you go. Now we can see him. Beautiful. He looks
I don't.
hilarious.
Oh, and it
Oh,
comes with hosiery too. Well, no, it's not a hosiery.
it's the little apron in the front.
Why?
He put the little apron on
Why
for
is
a
this
second.
a thing? I mean, anybody that is watching her podcast on YouTube can see my face. I am very Caucasian, very bearded. Why? How does that combine with a purple magenta looking maid outfit with an apron and everything?
Does it come with a little headpiece?
No,
Was
it
there a
doesn't come with
headpiece?
that. No,
Aw,
no. It's
darn.
basically the blouse and then the apron, and
Yeah,
that's it.
it's the little dress and apron. So, if you guys want to see him wearing this, he
No.
may or may not wear this on stream.
Yeah. So again, once my stream it gets up to 50 subs, which I think we're already halfway there.
Good.
On Twitch, what
Very
I will be
good.
doing is either someone's going to send it to me again, like last time, or I'll order it myself. I will order the
Bag of dicks.
the novelty candies because apparently I
Quote-unquote.
can't say bag of dicks in a Twitch title.
Of
Because
course,
apparently
understandable.
I can say it on stream though, but I can't put it in a title. But and then I will go ahead and do that and discuss it with the viewers and see what goal, if any, seems reasonable for me to actually wear that for a stream. I am not looking forward to that conversation.
100% this man will be wearing shorts because it might be too short on his body.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to wear
Actually, when you
something.
put it on, it was okay, but I think you'll definitely feel a breeze and it'll make you feel very uncomfortable.
I have a pair of swim trunks that I could definitely wear underneath it, but that's going to be a lot of leg. So a lot of hairy man legs.
Hair.
So, I mean, if that's something you're down for, props to you, but I don't get it. I just don't get why this. The only thing
It's
that makes
the
sense is
juxtaposition.
this is like how contracts in fashion sometimes make sense, I'm assuming.
Yes. It's the irony. It's the juxtaposition of a big burly man. He's not burly. This hairy man is in a feminine part of clothing.
I would say if there were a way to describe me for your listeners that aren't watching this, I come across more as a bear. I think
You're less of a bear now since you lost weight. So
yeah, I've lost a lot of weight.
He's an otter. That's what they call them. That's what they call them, an otter.
An otter.
They're called otters, yeah. For men that are not as thick as a bear, that people that are not, that cannot be considered as a bear. So they're skinnier, a little thinner, but just as hairy, they're considered otters.
Ah, okay.
So you now have become an otter.
I do like swimming. And clams are delicious.
Facts. But I'd say that this will be the perfect time for you to plug your stream, since for the audio listeners and the watchers that are coming from my end of things, or just, you guys decided to click on this randomly. We both are streamers, so I would like Mel to take the floor here.
So yeah, I'm an eclectic streamer. I cover all sorts of different games. So if you want to tune in for some RTS goodness, playing something like Phoenix Point, or you want to tune in and watch something that's like an open world crafting survival game like Minecraft, Don't Starve, which we've mentioned earlier, 7 Days to Die, those sort of things. Lately I've been getting into a lot of State of Decay 2. Great community building, fun game, and stuff like that. And sometimes I'll even get into some games that have some Twitch integration too, where you can go and literally sabotage me or help me out via game. Check me out starting normally all night, starting at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, except for Thursdays, over at Twitch twitch.tv/MeltManofGP.
That's him. I pulled him over to Twitch. Let's go.
Oh, that was a bumpy ride.
Yes, it was. He was terrified, but now he's here full time. We chilling. But yeah, that basically would conclude today's podcast. I'm really glad that I was able to catch up with Mel. If we're being honest, Mel and I have not actually talked in like a long time. It's been a bit. Like, I still pop into his chat. I'm still subscribed to him because, you know, I'm trying to be his $5 sugar mama a month. And I always come in like, damn, it's been a year. Damn, it's been this long. Oh, how have you been? I've been doing good. I'm just lurking, this and that. Hope you're having fun. But, you know, we've been there for each other through, you know, a lot of thin and a lot of thick. So, you know, we've been there, and I'm always going to be appreciative of my friend, Mr. Melt. I'm always going to consider him my dad. That is not my dad, but also is a friend, but acts like a dad. It's in your blood, you know. It's in your blood. You're a very caring person. I just want to support
you guys, you know, grow, develop, and be awesome people that I know you can be.
So, again, definitely check out Melt. He's very much a variety streamer. He plays a lot more variety than I do. When I say myself a variety streamer, I'm a liar. I just play Apex. But Melt literally has played so many different games.
You're covering the vertical. I don't play competitive shooters at all.
That is true.
You can have it. You can have that variety.
Yes, I play competitive shooters. He plays a lot more sit down, sometimes strategy, open world games. He is a diehard Fallout fan. You know, he's had so many playthroughs of Fallout. What you can also do is you can check out his YouTube channel, which would be Gaming Philosophy. Just look it up. It's gonna have a logo that I made for him years ago. And he has a ton of his Fallout shit on there. Full gameplay walkthrough of Fallout, mods included. Let's see, Oxygen not included, I think. Just a ton of just games. He's very community based. He may be very bad at reading chat, guys. I apologize if you want someone to read your chat very fast.
No, god damn it.
If you want someone that would immediately read your message, come to me. But if you want someone with a loving community, definitely go over to him. If you want someone to easily bully as a joke, go to him. But definitely his streams are his stream, I'd say, is the perfect wind down kind of stream. Very much wind down kind of, yeah.
We chill.
I want my streams to be as chill as his, but since I play a lot more shooters now, it's very difficult to wind down to the sounds of bullets firing, so understandable. Yeah. But definitely thank you guys so much for listening, for those that are listening on Spotify, Apple Music, or any other listening platform. And thank you guys so much for watching, whether you guys are coming from Melt's side. Hello again, I've missed you guys. Please definitely come by. I'll try my best to come by again if I'm, gonna play some more games with Melt. I hope to see you guys again soon. I will always care for you, even if you make me uncomfortable, i.e. Dagger.
I'm gonna have to, when I do the announcement on Discord, I'm gonna have to tag Dagger that he was included in the discussion on the podcast.
And he has to listen to the whole thing until the end to figure out what we said. Yeah, watch time, baby.
Love you, May.
But thank you guys so much for supporting us over the years. My 2 years and his 6. We love you guys so much. We appreciate you guys. You guys are the reason. You guys are literally the only reason why we stream. But yes, thank you guys so much for listening, for watching. We will definitely see you guys in the next episode. Or I definitely will see you next episode. You will definitely see Melt in a future episode, or maybe more. I definitely want to bring him back. There's so much that we need to catch up on. There's so many fun jokes that we could bring up. And there are also some more Twitch topics that I would like to talk about. So if you guys want to listen more on the little nitty gritties of streaming, I'm planning on doing a podcast hopefully soon about that topic. But definitely you're going to have to wait and see for that episode. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, night, morning, afternoon, evening, or whatever time it is for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye! Say bye, Mel.
Bye.